waterside. Lovely fish, we get them every day. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you better take a walk to the waterside. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you better take a walk to the waterside. Can you meet around the waterside? Lovely fish, we get them every day. Can you meet around the waterside? Lovely fish, we get them every day. So if you wanna get a bonga fish, you better take a walk to the waterside. So if you wanna get a bonga fish, you better take a walk to the waterside. Injiming around the waterside. Lovely fish, we get them every day. Injiming around the waterside. Lovely
Good evening, good evening. Good evening, folks. I'm Cinto, Lebanon Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in to Lebanon Public Radio this evening. We're going to go ahead and repeat whatever show we had on Friday, and we will do our best here this evening. It's going to be very interesting as well. For safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for bringing you back together. Lord, we want to thank you for the mercy. We want to thank you for the forgiving spirits you gave us. Lord, thank you. We say thank you for the blessing. Lord Jesus, we ask you, among us tonight, those that are going through pain, whatever pain is, Lord, please provide the medicine. Provide the medicine. Among us tonight, those who are not with us, bless their soul. My Lord, I want to thank you again this evening for the blessing that you continue to put on us. Thank you. We appreciate it, and we're very grateful for all that you continue to do for us, and you will do more, because who are we? Without you, we're nothing. Without you, my Lord, we're nothing, and we all know it. But thank you. Thank you for your blanket of love. Has no bound. It has nothing to do with white, black, toe town, whatever town. It doesn't matter. The love for you, from you, is coming to every one of us. It's left with us to accept it. And those of us who accept you as our Savior, we say thank you. Thank you. My Lord Jesus, we thank you also deeply, deeply, with more profound gratitude for all that you have done, as I stated, especially this issue with this virus stuff. And you were able to protect us, protect our hands. And we want to be grateful and say thank you. My Lord, as you know, with the Liberian diaspora, we have two tables. One table here in the diaspora, and we have another table back home to feed. And because of that, having you recognize that you give us the opportunity, and you're telling us not to forget our brothers and sisters back home. And we, the Liberian diaspora, have never failed to do that. And because of that, you give us the strength to work. You give us the opportunity to go to work, and you protect us. And when we get paid, we feed the table here, we put food on this table, and we put food on the table back home as well. And we want to thank you for the opportunity. We want to ask you to bless those brothers and sisters who are trying every day to make sure their brothers and sisters, mother, father, auntie, are taken care of by God. My Lord, it is not an easy task, but these people have the spirit that you give them, and we want to thank you. We want to ask you to continue to bless them. continue to give them the strength to work and be whatever they have to do to support our brothers and sisters back home. Lord, we ask you to bless the country, Republic of Liberia. And we ask you to bless the leader of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom so they will do what is right for our people. Lord, we ask you to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's go. Come on. Thank you. Welcome again, Liberia Public Radio. Samson Toll here, your host this evening. Conversation with Samson Toll, like that is. We want to thank you very much. We will continue to carry on with this road project, the Robert Highway. And I'm going to fix myself on it, focus my laser design eyes on it, and I will be talking. I will be going places. If it means for me to go on the highway where they're doing construction in this area, to point out to my brothers and sisters what you need to do. You don't have to be in a sophisticated country like the United States. You can do those things right there in Toll Town. Those things are possible. We all here. You know where I come from? From Toll Town. There's a project here. I was involved with the project, but not much. They asked me for help. I helped them out, and they want to finish it out. So the community wanted certain aspect to be fulfilled by the project designer. We did those. So when we turned the project over and they went for bidding, the contractor already have it. That contractor probably will be rich. That one part, no question, he will be rich. And all the little money he take, he will clear everything from the government. The nickel and dime, he will clear everything. So anyway, we finished the project a long time ago. I was out of it. And all of a sudden, the community came back and said, the road, we say you're closing, we still want you to close the road because we don't like the way traffic going through here. But right now, the way everybody like the bicycle business, we want a bike lane. Guess what? It's not even part of the contract anymore. It's called design change order. That means whatever the contractor wants, in reasonable price, that is. But who are you to say the contractor price is not reasonable? Because you can't bring any other pricing on the job. So we are at the mercy of the contractor. Oh, I love to be friends with the contractor. My man, if that were me, I would. But because you can't bring any other person on this project. The project, we finished design. The contractor went out. The contractor bid the project. He won the bid. It's legal. Everybody signed. Yeah. Now they come back. They say, oh, y'all changed something. You know what that is? Change order. Big time. Because this whole design done. And they came back to me for me to do the design. Because in our little whatever I am, I'm considered to be one of the leading person when it comes to ADA. That's the disability people, sidewalk and things like that. So those are the kind of things that I put my hand in. Because one of the reasons why I decided to be honest with you on a very serious note, one of the reasons why I decided to immerse myself into the ADA design with respect to role and things, because I know very well that in Liberia, we're coming from a civil war. We have a lot of amputees. And that's what I made sure to study. What are ADA ramps supposed? What are some of the criteria? What are some of the standards to have a good ADA ramp? So right now in my area, the people, they want ADA, they come to Samson Toll. Samson Toll do ADA. I don't just do road and bridge and things, but I also do ADA. No, on a very serious note. You know, one of the things and let's go out, especially my son is watching. And this he's watching, and this go out to you. Remember when we had that conversation, I keep saying to all of you, my kids, I say this: when you decide to do something, put yourself into it. Be the best. Because why? If you are the best in anything you do, people will look for you. Whether you speak good English, or whether you're from Town, as long as they know you do the work and you do it right, they will come to you. So this is one of the things that I do with the design business. When I got involved, after I left construction, I came to design. So, okay, I'm going to know everything about design. So I went into ASHTO and I started studying, what are some of the geometric involved, line, curve, and all those kinds of stuff. So quite recently, they started doing the bicycle business. I got myself involved as well. So I know the in and out. Okay, because you never know when he's. But the point that I'm trying to make here is make yourself valuable. With all my big mouth, I quit to me plan. You, I don't care who you are. You bring it to me. We eat it. My hand failing more here because of that big mouth from Total. I decided that whatever that I'm doing in with this company, I will be the best. So even if somebody one time, I don't know what I'm bringing these things up. I don't know, but this is the show, and we're here to have conversation. One time we were at work, so some guys downstairs. I went downstairs to do some research on Asbill, and this guy, because I didn't wear my badge. Who care? I'm from Total, so what? The guy said, "What's your badge?" I said, "I have it on." He said, "But I can't see it." I said, "Okay, I display it." So apparently he wanted to do something else. I don't know what he think because from Total, so he think he can push me. I said, "Wait," I said, "Yeah, my badge." So I said, "Where your badge?" I flap it in your face. I said, "Yeah, my badge." This to his nose. He said, "Why you got to put?" I said, "Because you want to see it. Maybe you're blind. That's why I want to give it to you." So anyway, I was pissed already. I left. There are some big shots with the company, big shot, but we all came together. I never really want to be one of those to be manager here. For what? For manager for what? I want to learn. I want to do. So anyhow, one guy who's a big shot now, big shot. Here myself with like this, but our politics different. Here, Fanso, so they go one side because they're conservative. So conservative, it's unbelievable. But I'm a liberal. But here and I were good friends. The three of us, good friend. The other liberal and myself were good friends. He too were good, but we don't talk because we won the election. So he cut off with him. Who cares? Go. We'll talk to him whenever. But anyway, so he came and he put his arms around me. "What's going on, Sam?" So I explained. He said, "Okay, don't worry. Let's go upstairs." So we came upstairs. Big shot. We came upstairs. When we came, another big shot friend also. We're all friends. He came, big shot. He came, Sassito crying again. Play with him. Calm me down. Why? I'm from Total. All the people know I respect people. And second, I do what I do, and I try to do my best. Around because, but you can say whatever you want to say to me. It don't matter to me. You cost me. I don't care. At the end of the month, you'll pay me. That's what I want. So why would I want to put myself, and they call it having chip on your shoulder? Why would I want to put myself through that? I'm not doing that anymore. Anybody say this, I say okay. He said, "Let's go this way." I say okay. From time to time, they will take advantage of me, then I'll push back a little bit, but not like when I first started. When I first started, it was a lot of story. But let's forget that. That's me. But anyway, the point that I'm making here is, in life, anything, I believe, anything that you as an individual, that you say, "This is what I want to do it to the best of your ability." Anyone else in that area, try to be the best. Try to be the best. Because why? If you're the best, people will come to you. You can stay on the ground. People will come to you because they want the best. Nobody want. You see that thing that go on with China and America? If the Americans start supplying Africa with the vaccine, and the Chinese bringing vaccine to Africa, who vaccine you think the people will take in Africa? Do the best. So let's move on. Samson Toe. Thank you, my son. You remember that. But anyway, so that's that. Let's go on the show. The show got to go on, Samson Toe. Forget about yourself. Why? Why should I forget about myself? Biggie. Why? Well, I'm gonna forget. I'm my children. I'm the best. But besides me, folks, this is the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. He didn't come to the position through the back door. He came and opened up, knocked to the door. You think the man king say, because I used to play football, so you're more give me job? No, 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 no. He knocked, He said, who's that? He said, me, Ambassador Weir. They said, what you want? He said, I want to be your president. Samson told and the rest of the opposition, you will not get that man the job. The man can't do the job. He don't even know English. Your monarch, I am of way from total. They are telling another man say from somebody else from Southern. They are saying he know how to speak the English. Me, some man myself, I don't even know how to speak the English. But they are saying the man can speak. I will up and down. The Liberian people said no, Mr. To, thank you, but this is the man we want. And so he was elected for 6 years. But after 6 years, we'll go back on the drawing board and we have to show ourselves. But Dr. Weir has little legs over us because he's the president. And so if he was playing his card well, which I'm not going to talk about right now, we'll talk about that later. But folks, that's our president, Dr. Weir, President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. 61.5% of the Liberian people said this is the man we want. Who am I to say no? Please. He's my president. After 6 years, Liberian people say, Mr. To, after 6 years, come back to us and argue your point. After 6 years, I'm going to argue my point. But until then, he's my president, and I must respect him. I must respect the office. Even if I'm the opposition, I should pray that this man should be successful. Because if Liberia is successful, if Dr. Weir is successful, Liberia is successful, Samson To is successful. Yeah. Opposition, but I pray for him to be successful. So I'm Liberian first before opposition second. I don't know whether I still opposition or supposition, whatever. I don't care. But anyway, let's move on. So that's our president, Dr. Weir. So quite recently, the president decided to do his county tour. And this video that I'm about to, I will continue to play this video over and over and over. It doesn't matter. But when the president left Monrovia was like just like every one of us that left our villages and went to Monrovia. Monrovia has always been a place to bluff. You come back to town, you're really in your own town. You can't bluff. You got to take all your shoe and walk on barefoot in town. You think that town, you come and wear iron stuff and things like that. No. Those days when we used to wear the platform shoe, do you remember platform shoe and bare bottom? Many of you were not even born. When we used to be the EJ Raw body, many of you were not even born. But anyway, so those days, you have your platform shoe. And the platform shoe, you don't just wear it and start walking. Then you don't do nothing good in it. So they used to have what they call shoes, how do you call it? Shoe? I don't remember that. But it's a metal. You put some in the front of the shoe and put some on the heels. And as you're walking in the sand on sidewalk, and you hear crack, crack, crack. Oh my goodness. Samson To is coming. Listen to the sound of his shoes. Yeah. That you will catch me to talk about Liberia business. I beg you. Talk about them want to be corrupt, they should be corrupt. But then when the progressive came and started opening some of us our eyes, we look at the platform shoe and think, what kind of business is this? Some of us started wearing people there and all kind of bad people, I'll tell you. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's go on. So when Dr. Weir went on his county tour recently, he told the Monrovia boys, Samuel Tour and the rest of it, paraphrasing, speculating. I wasn't there, but I can hear it. I can hear it. Who are you to say I were here in Sacramento? I will not listen to them how do you call it? In Sastan. My ear long. What's wrong here? But anyway, so when they got to Sastan, he told the Monrovia boys, he said, your presidency for now, yeah. Right now, today, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be myself. This is my town. And I have to mingle with my people. At that time, on a very serious note, the coronavirus was all over, people wearing masks. But this particular time, the president didn't even wear masks. He only wearing t-shirt. T-shirt. He told the people, the Monrovia boy, he said, your president said, when I finish with my people, I'll come by, I'll give it back to me. And they said, okay. In the meantime, he told the sedition, he said, your battle cry thing you can do in Monrovia, you please keep it there. Nobody bring it here. Today, the kind of cry that I'm going to be is the cry of unity, bringing people together. In our southeastern community, when you're bringing people together, this is the kinds of thing you do. But in Morea, that is sao, that battle cry, see this that your war cry, your keep it in Morea. But in the southeast, we unite people. Let's listen to Dr. Weah. Folks, I love this. I love this. Samson told Librarian Public Radio. I love this, to be honest with you. Why will you not appreciate someone who immersed himself into the culture? I'm an opposition, but I'm a smart opposition. I criticize when it's necessary. I criticize when it's necessary, but I must do so with responsibility and I must do so with respect. Because many of you that are watching me today, some of you 20, 30, 40-year-old, you could be president tomorrow. Who will stop you from becoming president? But the point is, when you become president, that's when you want people to respect the office. But in the meantime, right now, because you're not president, you don't want to respect the president, you don't want to respect the office. It ain't happening. So not gonna be, I'm not for that one. So my point here, folks, Samson told Librarian Public Radio, my point here is he's my president until I'm able to run campaign against him. And the Liberian people accept my explanation and take him out. Until then, he's still my president. Let's move on. So, the first thing I want to talk about tonight, there's a twist to this East International Construction Company and the Rawafi Highway. Okay, it's something. But anyhow, let's go on. So I was able to do some research, and the young man who is the manager, general manager of East, I believe his name is, hold on 1 minute, Jekona Baima, his name. Very young, very young. He said he graduated from South China University. He didn't say when. He just said he graduated from there, and from South China University, Technology University. So I'm sure he has some. I'm not questioning his educational background. That's not the point. I'm not even questioning his age. But these kinds of things, in order for you to be put in a position of $101 million project, especially a project to a gateway of Liberia, you're going to do better than that. You're going to do better than that. And I'm going to be showing you some more stuff again tonight. So here's the young man. That's his picture over there. I'm not too sure. That's according to the picture that I got, the research that I have. I've never confirmed that he's truly the manager. He just say he's manager. That's why I put a picture. So if he's lying on his post, and if it's not him, then so be it. But he said he's the manager, general manager of East International Group. And when you read some of the newspaper, when they talk about Ralphie Highway, his name is also mentioned in there. So I'm just putting two and two together. I've sent him invitation already. Hopefully, he will come and appear with us here to try to disabuse us on some of the things that we're seeing. But he's the a general manager for East International. Okay. Now, and again, let me just point this out. I'm not questioning his educational background because I say I don't know anything. I'm not questioning his experience because I say I don't have experience. However, what I'm going to be talking about, to be a manager of a project, $100 million project, a gateway to the Republic of Liberia, to be a project manager, not just project, but general manager of this East International. You have to show me more than what they're showing so far. So quite recently, as I stated, East International, based on the picture, these are all pictures, based on the picture that I came across, they seem to have now more equipment than when we first started talking about them almost 6-7 months ago. Let me show you the picture. Why don't I have that? Okay. All right, well, I'll come down to that. I'll come back to that later once I start showing. Okay? But in the meantime, let me just see if I can put that in there. It won't take me long. So East International now, they're doing this project, okay? Rawa Fee Highway. And when you see me talking like this, I'm trying to find the picture of these people. Okay, right there. All right. So let's look at it together. Okay. East International, before that, this is if you watch the guy, let me show you the guy himself then. Okay. On top of that, that's the East International building on top there. And on the right-hand side, that's the guy picture. And he's the one standing by the car as well. He's the general manager according to the information. And his name is Yakona Kaivin Barma, his name, full name. Okay? And so that's I got this information from my research. And if I'm wrong, if the people been writing stuff that are not true, then I mean that's it. That's what it is, because I went to many sources, not just one. I went to many sources, and this is the information. Every time you go to all the places where you find professional, this is the name he used, and this is the title he uses. So after finding 2-3 places, 4 places with that kinds of title and name, I'm not afraid to say that I'm making things up here. So this is the general manager, okay? So let's go back. Let me show you now another East International. Before, when we started, they used to have these kinds of equipment, but now they have that now. So which is good. Let's see, which is good for me. Is good. Okay. If you look at the equipment, and I'm going to be doing some equipment here tonight, but if you look at the equipment, what I'm doing here, I'm trying to zoom in more so you can see clearly what they have. Okay. Now look at the equipment. You see there they say East. Okay, they got 3 trucks, and between the truck and the first excavator, they have a rotor. I never saw that before. I just recognized that here tonight. So I'm going to go through all of them just to make sure that I'm not here to put people down. So I'm doing my best, doing research, trying to see what these people have. They have 3 trucks from the picture here. They have a rotor in between the last truck and the first excavator. Then they have 3 excavators. Now, after the excavator, I think the last pictures back there after the excavator, I think it has to do with front end loader. I'm not too sure. Maybe they have other equipment because I don't see the grader here, but they have grader one time. I don't see dozer here. They had dozer as well. So it seems like they do have some equipment. But if you're going to do Rawafi, these are equipment. I'm still not impressed. Let me be honest with you right now. I'm still not impressed because to do Rawafi Highway, these equipment, they're not enough. People build houses in this place, and they use much more equipment, than these people have right now. Now, you can say, Mr. Toll, why do we need all of these equipment? One of the things you do, not all of the project you're going to need that many equipments. If you know how to strategize, how to do your construction staging, then you don't need many equipment. okay? Because you know exactly what you're doing, how to attack it. Everything has plan. You're going to have a plan. And Dr. Weah should be one of those that will understand and want someone who used to be a technical advisor to the Lone Star. You're going to have a plan. You can't just get and put people on the field. You have to understand what their duty would be, and they also have to understand what their duty would be before they get on the field. It's the same thing here. Okay, so let's go on. First thing I'm going to try to do here again tonight, and because when I start this coming Saturday, when I start the Ralphie Highway, I'm not going to have time to go bike to say these are the kind of equipment they need, and this is the name of. I'll just call the equipment need, and people might not understand. So I'm trying my best to actually get you to understand each of the equipment and their functionality on each project, because each of the equipment have different function. You can't take front end loader and make it into a grader like they do back in Town or in Zwadros, because I've seen that before. You can't do that. And you cannot take grader to become your dozer and use the grader stuff to move boulders. You do that, you're just asking for problem, because all of these things, the dozer, the grader, they all run by, it's a mechanical issue. They've got pump, and in that, they got tube, and in the tube they got fluid. And if you're pushing something that is more than what the manufacturer fluid allow, you're gonna have a puncture in the tube. And once that tube is punctured, you're not going anywhere because there's no more pressure in it. So all of these things they tell you in the book. So you can't use grader to do dozer work. Okay? You can do dozer is much stronger than grader, so you can do dozer to say you want to do grading work, but you're not going to be successful because you're going to have a mess. Because grader, I call it dozer is to bulldoze. You know what is a bulldozer? It's a bulldoze. Okay, so let's go ahead. Samson told LeBron. So just stay with me tonight, and if you don't think this is your show, that's okay with me as well. So the first thing I want to show you here again, once again, let me show you a grader. Okay, this is a grader, motor grader. Okay, this is motor grader. Just look at the picture for now because I'm going to be showing you what it does. That is also try to work. Okay, the motor grader. Okay, what it does is come out. Okay, this is the motor grader. Okay, that's just a schematic of it, drawing of it. Okay, so motor grader here right now, right here. They have it. This is East International Road, so obviously they have it. But motor grader, what it's supposed to do is to grade, just like you say, grade, smooth grading. If you have good operator, you're gonna have smooth grading. You can do this thing, and the grading on the base of the road, the grading, because you can't put this thing to say you want to grade asphalt. You can't do that. To say you want to grade concrete, you can't do that. So the only grading process this machine will do for you is the base, to give you a smoother base, because when you grade the base correctly, whatever you put asphalt on it and follow the base grading, everything will come the way they're supposed to be. So in Liberia, the side slope from the crown of the road to the side of the road, in Liberia, they use 2.5%. And I don't question that, because the amount of rain that we have in Liberia, to have 2.5%, I love that, because that means they're saying to themselves, we want the water to get off the road as soon as possible. So 2.5%, I don't have issue with it. I don't have issue. Now here in the diaspora, in the United States, they use 2%, crown, 2%. Then they use anywhere from 2 to 5% shoulder. Okay, in Liberia they use 2.5%. Because they don't even have shoulder anyway. So how am I going to quantify that? But anyhow, so let's go ahead. So this grader, what it does is take the dirt. Okay, I explained it the last time. Let me go through it again. So the grader take this and goes like this. Take the dirt. I said grade the dirt. It rolls the dirt over. It does several jobs. One of the important things is when it take the soil okay, the original ground. It takes the original ground and tote it like farmer would do. You know how they plow the ground to take the dirt over? It's the same thing. So they take the dirt and keep rolling it. The reason they do that, because when you take, because the original ground is already made, God made it. And if you know soil particle, they have to be aligned in order for them to hold themselves, okay? And soil particle also have positive and negative, to be honest with you. So if you have negative and negative go, they're not going to hold. So by they doing that, they're trying to align the soil particle for them to hold when they're ready to do the compaction. So when you're grading, you take the dirt and roll it over. So when you roll the dirt over, one of the ways that you can have easy and quicker way of lining the soil particle is to wet the ground. I don't say you know make it soupy, but just wet the ground. So it'll be wet enough that when it turns, it becomes easy. Because when it's soil, when they have water in it, they tend to gravitate toward each other. Does it not make sense? When you take dry dirt, you can see them sticking together. Think about it. When you take dry dirt, when you mash it like that, it will not stick together. But when you mix it with water, you do this because now the soil particle in it see the water. Oh, okay. So they try to line themselves. Okay. Am I making sense? All right. Let's go on. So that's what the grader will do for you. And they have the grader over here. So but that's what the grader will do for you. Now let's see what this grader is supposed to do. Let's watch the video of a grader. Samson to Labron Public Radio.
Motor graders can roll and mix materials to get proper, consistent moisture. The blade action also effectively breaks down dirt clods for better compaction.
The advantage using a motor grader will be able to roll that material to mix it and keep the gradations consistent. And you could do that with a motor grader.
With the blade, it's easy. You have a water truck wetted in front.
When it comes to grading, a motor grader does it all, from start to finish. A motor grader has the power and weight to handle rough grading behind trucks and scrapers. The same machine is also ideal for finish grading. Motor graders give you the ability to finish with tight tolerances and precision to work around tight spaces, like curbs and manholes.
We're doing a lot of airport aprons, finishing infields so they can pave them for dust control.
Motor graders can roll and mix materials to get proper, consistent moisture. The blade action also effectively breaks down dirt clods for better compaction.
The advantage using a motor grader will be able to roll that.
And most of you want to follow the show. I will ask that you go and do a little Google, have your stuff with you, so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, because this is a very serious business. So the next one that I'm going to be showing you is called dozer. Bulldozer, that is. Okay, dozer. And dozer, you can use it not to grade, but to fill. For example, if this is a hill and you're cutting the hill, okay, you will use dozer to cut the hill. But when you're cutting the hill, you also use dozer to fill the valley, if that is the intent, okay? And this is what this does. They have different types. They have the rubber track and they have the metal track, okay? But I think the one that I'm going to be showing you here is a metal track, okay? So let's watch this. And it's very easy. Those are also used to take out the topsoil, okay? And before you go to the ground level, you take out, and most of the places, topsoil is 6, 7, 8 inches the most, okay? Topsoil is the one that is within the realm of frost, okay, in the east coast. And when they put the cables and stuff on the ground, they go at least 4 feet, because anything above 4 feet, the ice, snow, and I mean, you know, the freezing going to affect it. But if it's below that, then it's difficult for the coal to get in there. So topsoil is within that realm. So when you grade, I mean, the dozer come in and remove the topsoil. Okay, let's watch this. Okay, right there, grader will be able to do that as well. But the grader, the bulldozer has a specific role. It go deeper, whereas grader try to spread out. In fact, they call it spreader too, anyhow. So let me go to the next one. Let me go to the next one. And the next one is the excavator. The excavator, here's the picture of an excavator, okay? It goes into the boat. Specifically, excavator are very good for drainage because you got to dig hole for pipes to go in, and you got to dig hole for manhole and all the kinds of stuff. With excavator is very good at digging hole that you're going to put something in or hole across the road. Now, if you hear they say roadway excavation, yes, this is part of the excavation as well, because you can use that backhoe. I mean, you can use the bucket to take out stuff as you're going. Okay, so you can do some serious excavation on that. Now let's see what excavator look like in real time. Okay, Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Okay, that's the excavator. Okay, so when the time comes, when I said this area, they're supposed to use excavator, you will understand. Or this area, they're supposed to use dozer, you will understand when I make those kinds of comment. Okay, so let's go on. Another important tool here as well is what they call scraper. Now, scraper, just like they say, is scrape. But what it does when it's scraping is fill its bucket. You see back there? That's like a big pan. In fact, they call it pan, okay, because it has a big pan in the back of it. So as they scrape, the dirt get into the pan, okay? So when the pan is full, the scraper close at the bottom so the dirt don't fall out. So the scraper take that dirt and go fill the valley as well, okay? Now that's a scraper. That's a scraper. Now let's see what a scraper what exactly is supposed to do. Okay, this is one of the efficient way of cutting hills down, and this is another efficient way of filling the valley. And this is why these people, when I saw what Carrasco showed the last time, I really have some serious issue as to whether they have the capacity to do what they're supposed to do. Let's watch this. Okay, so as they paint, you see over there they hook to one another, and just to move faster. So they take two. So whatever the other one for, the next one comes out and pick the dirt up, and they go and dump it to the valley to fill the valley up. And when I'm ready, folks, I will have a black board bike here, and I'm going to be showing you all of these things on the board as well. So let's go one more interesting tools that you people are going to need if you're really doing the job. Here is a trencher. Now the trencher supposed to, the trencher would do what your labor would do. It does what the labor is supposed to do, and that is it digs a hole. You can say you want a 6-inch hole, 6-inch wide hole by 10 feet deep. This trencher will go that way. It gives you the weight and the depth. It depends on what you want. This is a trencher, and trencher will do that for you. And one of the reasons why people use trencher on their job is when they're doing excavating for utility pipes, excavating for utility condor. Because if you put the condors in there, you're gonna have condors that what, maybe about 6-inch the most, or sometimes some of them can be big. Some of them can be big, 18-inch or whatever pipe you want to put in there. But if you're laying a pipe and you don't want to cut here, cut there, and lay back and all that kind of good stuff, if it's just 2 feet deep, you use trencher to go through that. I've seen some trenchers that are so big, they're unbelievable. I mean, the blade on those things, the blade alone, they're about 12 feet in diameter. Okay, so they have some serious one, but those are for major job. And one of the things that you do having a trencher, okay, if you, for example, if you're doing a roadway, okay, because one of the damaging aspect of road quickly, that something that will damage the road quick than anything else is water. So when you're doing a roadway, you will find out that this place is always wet. They call it soup. It's always wet. How do we get it to dry? Because if it's always wet, sooner or later you put asphalt on it, you're going to start floating, and it's not good. So what do? They put what they call UD, under drain, okay? The road you drive on, think about it. Many of them have under drain to drain the water from under the pavement. The road job, road construction, road design, they are not something to take for common. There's so much involved, okay? You've seen these people when they're ready to take the road and put it in a swampy area. Why is that? How do they get that thing? They have some other things they call pump. What's the name of this? I can't think of it. But well point. It's one of those that you put series of rod down. They go 10, 15 feet down all the way, but they have little holes in it, and you connect them with pipe, tube, and all of the tube are connected to the pump that will suck the water out. So it's something like this, a flat area like this. You have a series of tube that goes in, maybe 150 of them, 150. You have them in an area, a swampy area. So they're all the way down there. Sometimes they go down as far as how do you call it, groundwater table, or even beyond that, go to the bedrock. Okay, but when the pump starts, it sucks the water out from under the ground. I've seen it. I've done it. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so when it sucks the water out, okay, after some time, but they pump the water to the creek. Okay, so after a certain time, that whole area becomes dry. Okay, now when you're ready to build, the place is dry. You will not be concerned with water anymore. But why was that place they have water there in the first place? Because most likely it's a lower spot. So you find where this water coming from to get this place to be wet like this. You deal with that area. If you want to divert the water, you divert the water, the creek or whatever. But that area, the reason why, because you want to move your road to the other side. But it's going to be too expensive to do anything on the other side. You want to move your alignment to the other side, but it's going to be much more expensive than it is to do well point. So when you do well point here and drain all that water out, the place is dry, you can put your row on it. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Folks, this is all engineering. If you have no interest, just excuse yourself and be back when we're ready. So that's what a trench would do for you. Okay? Let me go back to this young man. Okay? So we have this young man who is the manager of East International. And let me go here, and I'll blow it up a little bit so that at least you can have a sense of what he's looked like, okay? And tell me, like I said, I'm not fighting about his age, but let's see what are these young men? Are we okay with it? This is a young man who. And many of these young Liberians, they're very sophisticated, very smart, very intelligent young Liberians. They're not like Samson told them, where you ain't know nothing, okay? But some of these young people, they're very intelligent, very intelligent. So I want you to, I'm trying to blow this up so you can see what he's looked like, okay? All right, so this is something that I want you to look at, okay? Because I want you to see him. He's a very young man, a very young man, a young guy, who they now in charge of this $100 million project. Look how young he is. And then again, I'm not questioning his ability to function, but I'm just looking back at myself when I'm maybe about that age. I'm not too sure how old he is. I'm not going to speculate, but to have a young man like that and be trusted with that kinds of project, to be there's two things that are going on here, I would say, and those I don't mind speculating on that, but to have this young man. To say this young man is the person who's in charge of a $100 million project, 4-lane highway. What is his capacity? What has he done before? What project has he handled before? This is something that is very concerning, and every Liberian should be concerned, because the highway itself, all of us, one way or the other, will use it. Okay? One way or the other, will use it. But to have a young man like this and say, now you go ahead. And like I said, many of these young Liberians, highly sophisticated, highly educated, they have the ability. I'm not questioning his ability. But when you start seeing some of the things that I'm going to be showing, then you wonder, okay, if he has that ability, why will he allow this to happen? Only those kinds of things, the picture that I'm going to be displaying here, a few of them. On Saturday, I'm going to be doing more. The only comes about based on lack of experience. Because as a construction manager, you want to, safety will be the top of your head. But let me show, even if you're not working anymore, if the season has come to an end, but the project was not done, you still put safety in place. And this is what is lacking. And now once I see that, then I fall back onto the age stuff. To say, okay, first thing, even I don't care how intelligent this young man is. These things don't come overnight. It's things that I'm explaining to you here. I've been in construction engineer business for more than 40 years. Okay? Because I was doing construction before I even started going to school. So while I was in school, I was doing construction. I was doing design. So as young as he is, this picture that we're looking at, I'm not too sure how old he is. But he doesn't have gray. He doesn't have gray hair. But that doesn't mean anything as far as I'm concerned. That doesn't mean anything. So let's go on. Okay. Let's look at some of the East. And like I said, let me show their equipment again. And hopefully that will also give you some confidence, I hope. But these are their equipment. Okay. But let's look at East, some of their work. Okay. This is one of the East work. Now, if I was in charge, and I'm going to be digging, because they remember they started breaking people's houses down, demolishing people's houses, because they most likely already paid for it. I'm not questioning that. But if you're going to have a road like this thing is almost 4 feet deep or even deeper. At night, you're not going to close the road down. At night, where are the safety cones? Where are the safety aspects? Where are the safety material to help the driver to navigate through this process, through this area at night? And you think that's the only place? Let's look at another thing. So when you see these things, then you're wondering to yourself, what happened here? This is actual Ralphie Highway. This is another one, Ralphie Highway. Okay? This thing was not like that before. Now, you can see the little ditch over there. That means they cut the toll or slope. They cut the toll or slope. So now they have a, let's go a little bit. Let me show you this other side. So now look at it. As you can see, they start cutting, and right in there, there's a hole, a deep, deep hole. Okay, now. Okay, hold on, just bear with me. But there's a hole in there, folks. A deep hole. Okay, right here. You can't see it because when the guy took the pictures, he didn't stand over the hole because it's deeper. He told me it's hole deeper. I can't go close to that. But that's a hole right there. So if a truck or car falls in there, that's it. That's it. So if you have this young man who is the manager, general manager of East International, and you see these things happening like this, with these kinds of road excavation, with these kinds of construction, no safety, so then obviously, then I'm thinking, it's just as old as my son. What do you expect? My son has not gained, in other words, my son has not gained that much experience yet. He's still struggling to be the most experienced person. And these things comes about by doing and watching other people doing. Graduating from college does not give you anything. It's just a matter of just to say, oh, I had a discipline. That's all. Graduating with master degree and everything else, master degree here and master, it ain't mean nothing. You can take a man with a master degree in civil engineering or construction management or anything, put him on the road, put him on the field. You'll be confused. Got nothing to offer. So here in the company that I'm working for, you got master degree, ain't mean nothing. You know, even because of your master degree, they're not going to pay you for any. In fact, in many civil engineering, except in Africa, but in many civil engineering places, except in the third world, that's where the people fight for master degrees and stuff. But here in the United States, you're engineer, you got your license, you can STEM. That's all the people care for. Master doesn't mean nothing. Nothing. PhD. I've seen people with PhD and they still work and I'm over them until you get license. If you don't have a license, you get nothing. So master degree here, master degree, that's just in Liberia, to be honest with you. So they really do. They are setting educational discipline where master counts. Places like disciplines such as, I call it criminal justice. Yeah, you need masters. to be able to move up. Okay? But not in engineering. Why is that? Because it's a common sense situation, application of engineering knowledge. So having masters, please spare me. They got some people who are telling the master degree them what to do. In fact, if you have a master degree from other country and come here in the United States and you want to go and take the test to have a register, to have a license, they're not going to accept you. You're going to have to go all the way to the bottom, come back up. PhD, then they say, okay, well, your PhD, we're going to consider maybe 2-3 years of worth of experience. So because you have a master does not mean anything when it comes to these kinds of stuff. And that's why you will not hear me say, I got that degree, I got that degree. Because for me, degree don't mean anything. The highest thing is the degree, what it does for me. Give me opportunity to learn. That's it. But in all my interview, you will not hear me say, I got the degree, I got that degree. You will not hear me say, well, because I don't talk about those things. I let my work do the talking for me. I let my work, what I do and what I say, and what I'm saying, if it's not making sense, that means I don't know it. But when it comes to engineering, I don't take backseat to nobody. So let's go back to East International. East International, they're bringing stuff. First of all, the entire country, the entire technocrat of Liberia were crying to say East International have nothing. Now, I admire the president for trusting this young man, giving him the opportunity to lead. And I appreciate that. But give him the position that he can improve himself, not this major contract. Now, most likely what is happening in the construction world, we call the front, where you put somebody in front and the real people that take the money, they're in the back. So he's a Liberian, so he's the manager. So now it's a Chinese Liberian company. But do you think if they pay and get the money, you think he's gonna get half of it? I doubt it. I doubt it if they'll give him half of the $100 million. I doubt it. If that's what it's gonna cost. Okay? And one of the things that I try to stay away from is East International, and I will not get myself involved, is people will write and without any kinds of engineering knowledge, and we accuse the president, accuse whoever to say they did. No, I'm not going to do that. I speak to you on the East International from an engineering perspective, from a construction perspective. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, say, why. People, there's been a lot of writing about this East International, but I will not quote those writing. Because when I read those writing, they didn't come across as being engineering background or engineering support system. They're there to tear people down. And that's not what I'm about to do. My intent of carrying on this project, of trying to explain to my brothers and sisters, two things. One, for the taxpayer themselves to know what they're getting. Number one. Second, to let the contractor know that they're making mistake now. Fix it now before we get to a second area. Okay? So, as long as I'm able to fulfill those kinds of explanation to my brothers and sisters, then I'm fine. As long as I'm not coming across as somebody's being jealous. Because when I brought this thing earlier today, as I was putting it together, my wife was looking over my shoulder. She said, this guy is young. And I said, and then the first thing she said, you put this thing up there, people are going to say because they didn't call you for a job and give it to this young man, and that's why you're jealous about. So I told her, I said, no, as long as God knows that I'm not jealous, I got nothing to be afraid of. And I told her, I said, you know very well that even if they were to call me now, I'm not in a position to go anywhere. You know that. She said, yeah, I know, but other people don't. So, but I'm not concerned. I'm not afraid of that. Here and there, that's all that I care for. I shouldn't deceive myself, because if I sit here in front of the camera and say something to be deceitful to you, forget it. I'm deceiving myself. Because once I leave from here, I will walk by myself and I will go lay down instead of reflecting what did I talk about tonight, and even listen to myself. Because this is how we try to improve our way of doing things. You go after your show, you listen to yourself and listen to some of the comments you're making. And I will not do that if I know that I'm talking BS. So let me just say this again. Come Saturday, this thing gonna go on for maybe 1 or 2 months, because I'm not gonna rush it. Because maybe they stop now because it's rainy and they're gonna pick it up. So I want to take this opportunity as well. I keep inviting, and I spoke with people from the ministry. Nobody's cared to pick up my call anymore. That's fine. I'm not even going to call them anymore either. Okay? I don't want a job. I keep saying this. The only thing that I would like to do is those government employees, the eyes for the taxpayers, should be able to know what to watch out for. Because this young man at East International, they're not here to save the government money. They're here to make money. And you can't blame them. That's their job. That's why that's why they bid on this job, to make profit. They didn't bid on this job to leave money on the table for the government. So if they come out and give you this, who cares? They're saving money. Because in whoever designed it, they didn't design for bamboo to be part of the safety aspect. So they come and put the bamboo down. And if nobody from the government say, no, you can't do this. Look here, look at the item. Item 54, 50 something says that you have to use this material for safety. And we pay for that already. So this is what you're going to have to use. But if nobody's saying this, if this engineer have already specified that these people are supposed to put cone down, okay? That these people are supposed to put cone or drums like this on the road, and they feel that these things going to cost money, and they decide to put bamboo from the nearby forest and put it down, and the inspector or the RE who is responsible for this job and not say anything, these people are going to save money. They make the money. That's their job. You can't blame them. So for the cone, say for example, in $100 million, the cone, the safety aspect on this road, say $200,000. But the $200,000 does not include money for how do you call it? Bamboo. So if the people come and put bamboo down and wrap it, put some kind of cheap tape around it, and don't pay anything, just say the bamboo, putting the bamboo down and cutting the bamboo, everything, it costs them like what, maybe $200-300. And you have in your budget, in the estimate for $200,000, and they're paying $200-300. So you know what that money going? Going in your pocket. You can't ice them. So this is what I want to do. I want to tell these people, if in your estimate, in your budget, if because you have to itemize the raw items. You have to itemize. If you know, most of the time, the librarian, when you ask the librarian government or librarian official, oh, it take $1 million per mile. Well, yes, that's fine. But what are the items involved in this 1 mile of road? It includes drainage. It includes pipes. It includes DI. It includes concrete. It includes asphalt. It includes the equipment. It includes the manpower. All of those things. They put it together, it says $1 million per mile. So when you're doing construction, there are certain things you do lump sum. Not item like this. You will not find construction item like this, safety item like this to be a lump sum. They will not do that. Because if you make a lump sum, you get bamboo. Because bamboo is part of the lump sum. You said lump sum. Did you specify what item they need to use? You said lump sum. For safety aspect, we're paying 200,000 lump sum without you specifying what they need to use. So the man want to save the money. On your paper, you said lump sum without being specific. He go and bring you bamboo and put it on there. And so the contractor put bamboo down, okay, instead of putting the cone, the channelizer or the drum, putting them down, or K-rail, putting them down. Even though you might have specified in your mind, but you say lump sum. So those are the kinds of things that I would like to be involved in. I don't want a job. If I retire here, I want to go to Total and go fishing. And what would I want to fool around with? You think to work in construction or to work with the government, you think that's a small job? That's not something easy. I don't have time for that anymore. I'm past that. But if I, for example, if I was in Total and they call me, say, can you come and help us understand X, Y, and Z? I'll say, keep your money. Because if I retire, I'm gonna get retirement from what I'm working now anyway. Keep your money. I'll tell you for free. This is what I want to do. And this is what I've been trying for the government, the public work ministry to understand that they're missing out on a lot of things. And I'm not alone. There are many, many Liberians that are in the diaspora with vast experience in construction and design. And they could be very helpful. But you don't want to do that. You bring this young man in. If you're coming in, and I'm sure the government, if they really wanted to, they can do that. Bring this young man in and bring another experienced engineer or construction person to be the backup, older person to be the backup to this young man. And then that person can help to train this young man for future. For future. But look at this thing here. You call this experience? Look at this role. Where this man is a manager of a company that is doing this. How is he going to learn? Because nobody is telling you you can't do this. You can't do this and leave this thing open for more than, you're not even supposed to leave it open for less than 1 minute. As long as you have live traffic on there, this place should not be open. So when you have other person or somebody with experience behind this young man and keep telling him, man, we can't do this. Let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. And they do it right, the young man is also learning for future. That's how you build things. That's how you build the future. Not just because you have the power and because you're X, Y, and Z, and therefore you can say anything you want to say or do anything you want to do, and nobody should say anything. That's not how it works. Because if you do that, this is where you are. Where are the people from public work? Where are the engineers from public work? Where are the technical people from public work, my people? Where are these people? Where are the technical people from public work? To say we can't do this to ourselves. You intentionally have an open pit. Open. So even if you're not done yet, if you take that cliff, I call it cliff, and fill it in and have a slope, and the slope falls to where that woman's standing, where that young girl's standing. So if the person driving and that whole area is filled up on the slope, so if the person driving, they're not going to flip over. They're going to get off the road and eventually find themselves back on the road. But with that kind of cliff, how you expect for anybody to survive that? Does it mean Liberian life doesn't mean anything to us anymore. This, my people, this is in Rawafi Highway. This is part of Rawafi. I'm just not ready to show you all of this stuff. Okay? So if this young man who is the a general manager for East International, who making decision to use bamboo for safety, look at that kind of, let me, that's one thing I like with my program, folks. Let me zoom in this here a little bit more. Mr. Mr. Alfonso Zion, thank you very much. You really continue to do the good thing for us. Let me do this thing here so my people can see it. Eh? If you go into, oops, sorry. Okay. Let me do this thing here more. Okay. Now watch. Look at the people's safety, folks. Look at the safety. How is that thing going to stop any truck from falling over? How is that bamboo going to stop any truck from falling over? And you want us to be quiet on a major highway until something happens. Then when something happens, when I open my mouth, I say, but why you say something? Some time ago, folks, Saint Samson told the liberal progressive, Bloku, you ain't feeling my mom, I ain't feeling your mom, I'm scared of you. The same Bloku you're looking at now. Months and months ago, I used to talk about they have a system in Liberia where when they put in the ditch on the side of the road and they're making concrete and they're putting steel raw in it, okay, rebar, Liberian people call steel raw, and they have an open one and they have the bunch of steel raw, hundreds of them lined up with no cap, rubber cap on them. And I used to say, you can't do that. You can't leave these things open because one day, some young person, and you can see these young people trying to make the jump over. And if I was young too, if that kind of thing was in total, I would jump myself because I too used to go swimming in a river while they're building the road to Africa. When they were building that bridge, I used to go swimming in there. While the rebars, oh my goodness. I used to go swimming. So the young people, they don't care. They don't know much. But that's why you have older person. And these people, I used to come, I say, you can't leave these things open. You can't leave these rebar, no cap, and just line up. Forget about the young person having to jump over the thing and they make a mistake and they'll get pierced, they will die. But what's about accident? Rebar stay open like that. I used to talk about it. And what happened here 4 months ago? Sadly. One young man, according to the story, fell from a coconut tree and got his hair pierced by one of the rebar. But the same thing I used to say, let's fix it. And nobody was listening to me. Nobody, why would that young man die? Nobody was listening to me. You don't need the cap, even if you don't want to use the rubber cap, because with so many rubber cap, they can be like 10 cents, and there's so many, so it costs money. But what's about it? We got stick. You can take 2x4, and you have these rebars standing like this, and you have 2x4, all the way around. So if somebody fall on it, they're not going to pierce themselves. Most likely going to break their arm or somebody are going home. I talk. Nobody listen. These things are still there. They're still happening. But yet, we have people who call themselves technical people for the Republic of Liberia. And these things are not happening. Then, on top of that, my own good friend, best friend, in fact, I don't call him friend anymore. He's my brother. He was the president of the Liberian Engineering Society. Right in front of his office. They used to have that. He said, my man, what am I going to say? I talk to the people, they can't do it, they keep doing it. Well, but we need to make noise. Your Engineering Society of the Republic of Liberia, people are supposed to know who you are by now. By engaging the Republic of Liberian government. By engaging the Senate, the senator. And many of you got Senator Albert Chair, it's a geology. It's not too far from engineering. Mobutu, the late Mobutu used to be senator. He's an engineer. So you have these people who graduated from LU with an engineering degree. Some of them are serving. The late Ella Lawrence was a geology as well. So it's not that these people are far removed. But you need to be constant and be truthful with them. Because we all want what is best for that country. But how do we get there is the issue. Other people want to go left, other people want to go right. And so that's what it is. You see where I just did? I use my right hand, I say left, and then I use my left hand, I say right. But I'm from Totan, who cares? Well, I know, I don't know nothing. But these are some of the stuff. So I'm just saying, we will continue to engage, we will call them, but if they don't pick up, that's fine. This coming Saturday, I will start the show. I will start the show. And I'm just telling people, those of you, you might think, oh, because the opposition, you don't like the government, you're fooling yourself. I'm in this for the betterment of our people. And I'm sure many sedition, they're in it for that kinds of reason as well. Many sedition, they want to see life improve in our country. So you don't have to be a CDC member to have that kind of belief. But you think whatever you want to think about me, I don't care. I will play my stuff and I will go on. Okay? Let me go ahead and put my number up. If you want to give me a call, give me a call. Because this is just not how it's supposed to go. Samson told LeBron Public, that's my number up there. Yeah. You know, my man, it's just that God has been with us. God is just wonderful. The way we treat each other, the way we treat people in terms of safety aspect in our country is ridiculous. Little stuff. But we don't pay attention. Now, I bet you, if the president, if these kinds of things was to be brought to the president's attention, you will want to make sure these things are done. No, from all indication, I don't know that for fact. From all indication, I've not seen any kinds of stand up from public work. I have some drawing for public work. They have stand up. Let me just take that back. They have, well, I'm not going to call it stand up. I'm not taking it back. I'm not going to call it stand up. They have drawing that they want people to follow, but the drawing themselves are wrong. So how are you going to expect somebody to follow something that is not correct? Okay, I have those here, but I'm not going to go through it right now. Okay, so let me put my number up. Folks, give me a call here. Okay, so my number is up there. Give me a call. What the phone said they will call me on. What the phone? Oh, the phone way over there. All right, let me go get a phone, folks. Samson told LeBron Pub Radio. That's my number. Give me a call. Okay, one of the things that I was saying earlier that I was suspecting some stuff. One of the things that I suspect is that these people, most likely, they don't care. They have the backing of big shots, so we'll do whatever we want to do. People can talk for another judgment day. I don't care. But one of the things, and I don't want to go deep into my analysis here tonight, engineering wise, but let's look at it. You can call me anytime, and I will shut up and pick up your call. But let's look at it this way: the road construction business. Okay, if you're starting fresh, you must have reason. Why are you putting the road the place you put in the road? Who this road gonna serve? You have to have a reason. You have to have a purpose and the need. The purpose is why this road is there. What would be the purpose? What is the need? Who needs this road? Okay. If you're doing something that is old, just like Grawafi Highway, and you're trying to bring it up to speed, fixing it, first of all, there are certain criteria that has to be certified. The road was there; it was performing before. Are you trying to improve it because the performance are not to standard? And what was the performance before? And what are you trying to correct? One. What is the context of that role? This is deeper than this young man. Folks, I feel bad for us. This is deeper than this young man. And when I read it on Saturday, I will show you all of these things. I will show you all of these things. Because in order to have a role, you're going to have a context. And the context of a role, okay, you go from one section to another. Those of you that are in the diaspora, you drive on a highway, let's just say from Rhode Island going to Philadelphia. When you drive from Rhode Island past Warwick, I know Rhode Island because I used to live there, so I know my way around there. Alfonso, don't say anything. I beg you. But anyway, you pass Warwick. And once you pass Warwick, before you get into Connecticut, you get into the area what they call Rural Highway now. So, coming from downtown, the context of a downtown is different from the context of a city itself. As you drive through the city, then you drive to the suburb, then you drive to the rural area. So all of these changes are the context of the highway. Let me give you an example. And Saturday, I'm going to go deeper on the ball here. I'm telling you. For example, this is the highway. If you're driving in Providence, okay, you don't see many people coming from their houses, even the houses close to the road. They don't just come into the highway. No. They have what they call frontage road or collector. So this is the main highway. It's going boom. And then on the side here, you have a collector. Where all these people coming from the supermarket, from all the other places, they go on a collector. And the collector finds his way to join into the major highway. So the reason here is this. Okay. Samson told LeBron Pablo, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind? Hello? So who is this LeBron man calling me and now? And you won't say anything. Who is this? Oh. Okay. Okay, he's calling again. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing, big brother?
Okay. Thank you. All the way from Liberia. Thank you for joining us. What's your name and where you're calling? What's your reason of call?
Yeah, I'm calling from Labra, but I want to say thank you for the show. I always follow you every night. But actually, I wanted to talk to you privately, but I don't know if I can reach out to you. This is the number.
Yes. This is the number. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to reach to you privately. I'm not really calling to contribute on the show,
Oh,
but I want to
okay.
talk to you privately.
Okay, and what's your name again? Or you don't care? You don't care to call that either because this is a public. You want me to call you later?
Yeah, I'll call you in less busy, no problem.
Okay. All right. Okay. You don't have to call your name now.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
thank you, thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Wow, that's strange. Anyway, but anyhow, so let me go back to that's kind of strange. But anyway, we're here. But I will call as soon as my show finishes, my brother. I will call you. I hope you're not asleep at that time. But anyhow, this is the highway. So you have a frontage road here. Can you imagine my house right here? I just leave the house, back on, bloop, I'm on the highway. They don't do those things. So if you have a context of a highway, what is the purpose? Who this highway going to be served? So as you come from downtown, those of you, just think about it. Those of you that are listening to me that are in a big downtown area, downtown you have bridge crossing the highway crossing over bridges and things like that. Because they don't just get and put you on the highway. You have to leave and go on the frontage road. You go this way. What they're doing for you, they're trying to control you as you get on the highway. Can you imagine? Right now, something make me vex. Look, I get in my car. I want to go see my brother right now. In Tracy, I get in my car. Woo, I started running. In less than 2 seconds, I'm on the highway. Can you imagine the kind of speed I'm going to be getting on the highway? But when I leave from here, I go right from my house. Then I go right and stay on there for another mile and a half. Then I go left. By that time, because red light on the way. So those that have these red lights and stuff, okay, those are called street, of course, okay. So when you leave the street, then you go onto the collector, all right. From the collector, then you go on to major highway and stuff like that. So these people, and we all can do those things. We're not stupid anymore. So just imagine Ralphie Highway. Let's put it back to Ralphie Highway. Those of you that are in Liberia that have been driving Ralphie Highway, do you see any kind of side street that will try to put you on Ralphie Highway? No. You just come from your house, you get up. Everybody have driveway, almost like a driveway into Ralphie Highway. There's no specific area where you allow to get on the highway. And do you think these people will come up with that system? It's a major highway. And when you look at the schematic they have guardrail everywhere. But not once on that schematic you will find them to tell you how you get on the highway and how you get off the highway. They're not telling you. Only they take you from EW Junction, they whatchamacallit, and they put you to the football stadium there, where you have some other turning and things like that. And when you get on the major highway, you're going. They don't show you how you get off of Marshall going up straight down, or even when you get to Tower Hill, how you get off and take nothing. And these people have the capacity to do that. Where is the design? Where is the design? So they're not willing to share. They're not willing to share the design. That's okay. I'm looking at, and here's the thing that, and I'm hoping that they don't stop that, because people like Kalasco, from time to time, will go on the highway and start videotaping, because he wants to show that the president is doing work. And I get hold of those videos, and then I put my engineering eyes on it. Then I'll pick up one or two things that is not right. Like this. Like this. And this is not just one side. They caused this. This thing was not like that before. Let me show you. You see the cut over here? It was not like that before. It was not like that. They cut it. You can see the fresh mark on here. Okay? You can see the fresh mark. They cut that. Oops. Sorry. Okay? You can see they did that. Okay? So this is not something that you can just say, oh, this thing here, why is it like that? No. Okay? So give me a call, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Or else let me call Pat George to close the show for us. And these are things. Yeah, well, okay. Let me just read some of you guys comment here. I think many of you are making good sense. Oh, wait Saturday. You always truly enjoy yourself. I actually, to be honest, no, on a very serious note, I have one of my sons to go out and he did a video, just like Doe Community Video. The only reason why I'm not spending much time on Doe Community Video because I don't think I want to. But he did a lot of video for me, Not many, they're not that many, but I will break it down, and I wish many of you will be able to come. I wish many of you will come in and watch. And the reason why I'm doing it Saturday morning, because I want my brothers and sisters in Liberia to actually see it for themselves. Because not many people, they're taxpayers, but not many of these taxpayers have the opportunity to go to Ralph here most of the time. And you would think that most of the people from Bassa, especially, they travel on that road all the time. That's the major highway for them. Why are they not making noise? Why are they not making noise? ICE, this is a government project. ICE for safety measure. If you're in Grand Bassa County, you travel, you will wait until somebody die. Then you say, oh, the road was there. No. You start asking for safety measure, and that's one of my reasons that I'm going to be doing this thing on Saturday. I will do half of the show of what it is now, then I do the other half of what you need on that road in terms of safety measure. I'm not going to play around with this thing because people die. When somebody dies, that person is connected. It's connected, and the feeling you got for somebody passing away from you, you're not going to see that. That feeling is not a good feeling whatsoever. So whatever we can do to avoid it, we have to. So, all right, Mr. George, if you're listening, I'm not too sure Mr. George is here with us tonight, sir. Okay, let me read your comment. No, I pass company business in Liberia. Just this project that I'm on here. So I went out yesterday. They had a construction company not too far from one of my design area. They're building a new bridge, and we're supposed to serve new community. So it's fresh, very fresh. So I went out yesterday and did a video of it. I'm going to be showing it here as well. But just to climb those side slopes, you saw me when I got out here. My knee was hurting. I can't do any to do construction company. This young man age is the good age to start. But you need people. You have to bring experienced people on so they can lead you and help you. They don't have to. You're the manager, but you have to bring experienced people on to help you. To help you. Because there are lots and lots of stuff this young man is missing. Okay? Let's see. That's fine. It looks like I'm getting some real serious minded people following this show here. I appreciate it. I appreciate it because some of the comment here, they're very, very intuitive. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I mean, this is nobody here condemning the government. I've never read anything here condemning the government. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Let us stop this condemning stuff and let's find a way how we can help. Wow. I got myself some engineer here. Tukpa he said, that's called classification and functionality. I will talk about that. You can find that in Ashto highway design book and his street and highway design book. I just went through that. I love this kid. I love it. But man, when I rather do that thing, please come and help and follow it. I like that. I like that. Because this guy said that is called classification functionality. Urban, rural, primary, secondary. That's right. That's right. But when I'm doing this, I can't go into those kinds of stuff. I just did that quite recently. I just did that. So yeah, you're right. You're right. Functionality. Yeah, well, that's good. You see, that's what I said. I like when I do these things I want people, you don't have to be an engineer, but if you're going to make a comment, I like this comment. That's all that I can say. Yeah, okay. Okay, just follow. We'll do our best. We'll and please, Tokpah, Tokpah. Please don't hesitate. If I say something that is not right, please say it immediately. You can just make a comment and make a correction, and so that the audience, those that are following the reading, they will follow that as well. Okay, because I don't claim to know everything. But one thing I do claim, I'm not taking backseat to nobody when it comes to engineering. That I've always said, and I will continue to say that. But that's good. That's good. That's very, very good. I just showed. I just made a video of the Jesse burial, which is called K-Rail. I think I'm going to enjoy the guy. I hope I can get him every time that I come up. He said, you should have Jesse. I have that. That's going to be Saturday. It's called Jesse burial. K-Rail, actually. K-Rail. We call it K-Rail. Okay. But they call it Jesse burial. But what I did with the K-Rail, I show how they develop K-Rail, which is called Jesse burial. I show how they develop K-Rail, and I also show how they place them. So I have the video. You know what? Since he's that much involved, just to make him know that we're working together here. Let me see if I can put that in there quickly. Give me a moment, please. I like this guy, and I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show that just because I like it. Please, folks, Samson told La Ropa. Just give me a minute. I love this guy. I'm glad that I was able to pick you up. Now let me show you your Jersey burial now. Samson, too. You see, when I have something like this, then I know I did this video earlier because I want to show what are some of the things you need to put on this. But I was going to wait until Saturday for me to show it. But since you're showing now that you do know, let me show it as well.
This is a Jersey barrier, or K-ring, roughly a ton of steel-reinforced concrete with heavy-gauge steel cable loops to link the K-rails together and stake them to the ground. But let's start at the beginning. First, the forms are coated with a solution to keep the concrete from bonding to the forms. Then, a pre-made rebar assembly is lowered into the K-rail form. Long and strong steel cables are anchored deeply into the form and secured with wire ties. Now it's time for the mud. The K-rail forms are filled with concrete from the Cleffer concrete plant. A concrete vibrating tool is lowered into the concrete to wiggle the mud into tight spots and to remove some air pockets. Then the concrete is level.
So I'm just getting up. I hope you come back Saturday, my man. But let me show you. Let me show you another one. Another one. I love this. I love it. Yeah, you know, that's why I keep saying. You know, you don't know who's watching. You gotta be truthful. You can't come and make up story. There's another one here. Watch this. Okay, this is the Jesse burial. These are the K rail. Now this is what these guys need on that road. Okay, you see how the K rail follow that. Now watch how they're gonna place these things. This I just show you the stuff when they were making it, but look at this. You see the truck. You see all the cones. They're telling the other driver, don't come in the side. This is your side. We'll have it open for you. So they're going to use two-way traffic on that if it is two-way. But if it's one way, that's it. Okay? So that's that. I love it. I love it. I love it. My man, you made my day. You made my day. I'm glad that I have this show. I'm very, very happy that I have this show. But Tokpa, why don't you give me a call sometimes? Not necessarily today. I hope you follow on Saturday. And so you can give me a call, and then you and I can have a conversation, because it seems like you know what's going on here as well. So so you can truly test some of the things that I'm saying, if I'm making it up or not, you know. So because I like people that are watching, because many of our brothers and sisters are not engineers, and those that are engineers don't like to talk. Here's some of the example here. But thank you. All right, folks. I will be back. Hopefully, Mr. So will be on Wednesday. Friday, we'll come back and prepare you for Saturday morning, because Saturday morning is going to be it's going to be a doozy. And you will see Saturday program. We're going to start with Calasco. And I like some of the things Calasco was saying, that we will speak for ourselves now. We will narrate our own story. We do not have to wait for BBC to do that. And when I like that. However, when you're making these kinds of statements and you're not an engineer, you always put that up front. Because when you listen to Calasco, you think the comment he's making, think he's saying based on knowledge. And if it's based on knowledge, then that's faulty knowledge. And that's why you want to be careful when you get yourself involved in these kinds of stuff. But I will bring that up. So I want to thank you guys. Very much. Saturday, please spread the news. We're going to have because the reason again is not to bring anybody down. So let me get out here so I can call this young man before it gets too late on that side. I want to thank you guys very much for following us tonight. We appreciate it. And I will say good night to all of you. Good night, folks.